Hello, Soul Seekers. Christina here. I hope that everyone had a wonderful holiday season. We are now in the midst of 2023. Um, I wanted to share that we had a very powerful Energy Under the Stars session. If you have not watched my previous videos, I am providing um, uh, once a month on the first Sunday of the month, a Energy Under the Stars meditation, uh, guided meditation and energy work. And this last time, although we had so much rain that we couldn't be actually outside under the stars, I was able to open the doors and allow the wind and the air to come through, and we absolutely had the essence of Mother Gaia coming in with our meditation. We had wonderful experiences. Each of the people that came had their own experience with it, and so the success of that is going really well. The video is up on the YouTube channel. However, as you all are aware, I am still uh, working with learning about the technology, and I did not use my microphone, so I do apologize if some of it is not as clear as it could be. However, I am very excited that this program is going really well, and I'm absolutely looking forward to the next Energy Under the Stars, which is going to be February 5th. And with that does come the intention that eventually, hopefully, I will be able to have it all cohesive enough that maybe I can start providing it as a live event so that those that are not able to be here are able to join us in that live. Either way, though, the energy and the vibration and the essence of it does filter through. So if you want to go back and view some of the previous videos, you're more than welcome to do that. I had a lovely and amazing experience through the new year. And the first, starting off with the fact that I had decided to attend a service on the morning of January 1st, and what a beautiful service it was. There was a burning bowl ceremony, and uh, uh, a white stone given to each person that came to participate in that. But it was so cool because as I came back to my chair, I looked down and there's this little piece of paper sitting in front of my chair. And I'm looking around and I'm like, what is that? And it looks like the tiniest little scroll. And I literally was like, was that a scroll? So I picked it up, and sure enough, it was a little piece of paper rolled up and wrapped with a rubber band. And so after a little bit of gosh, should I open this? It was opened, and when it was opened, there was a little message inside. And the message inside said, I make every act an act of love, and I live in freedom and joy. And it was so cool when this popped up. I don't know if we're going to be able to see that because of there we go. Um, it was so cool when I received this because I felt like it was a wonderful way to start off the day. You know, as you guys may know, I have intended to take the first Sunday of the month to dedicate to prayer and meditation. And that is also why I decided to coincide that with the Energy Under the Stars, because I figured what a great way for me to connect with the day, and then as well into the evening bring that energy into the Energy Under the Stars event. And so I just thought this was the most lovely message to receive first thing on the first day of this new year. And it's kind of funny because I imagine that it was something that the service did. However, as I looked around the room, I was the only one that received one of those, there were not other people looking down and opening up little scrolls. And so I thought that that was just what a wonderful gift for me. Um, and I just love the fact that I have been able to bring that through as a mantra for me. The holidays, the holidays were very much a challenge for me. I had a lot of family dramas occur, as a lot of us do during that time. And it was a struggle because, um, as you all know, I've been talking a lot about the idea that it that that we're going to be seeing a lot of things being bubbled up and stirred up to the surface, because as the light is coming into the planet, um, more and more and more light is fluctuating into the planet. And I have come to own the idea that I am a part of that light worker mission to help anchor that light onto the planet. And I have taken that on as a part of understanding why it is that I've started this YouTube, and what I am doing with the energy of the stars. And I've been doing my best to just allow it to unfold as it is going to. And as it is unfolding, I am gaining deeper understanding with it. Um, However, that doesn't mean that everything's going to be, always looking like rainbows and butterflies. That's not the reality um, at this time. But it's what we do with the information that comes, and how we process it, and how we choose to allow it to affect us. I maybe that's the right way to put it. And and it's interesting because I have shed a lot of tears over the last month, and I've been faced with some very challenging and very personal and interpersonal relationship challenges. Um, and Anyhow, a lot of great messages. And of course, again, all of the messages that I hear from listening to Lee Harris as he channels the Z's, and his energy updates and the yearly update that came, and listening to Michael Murdad, as I've spoken about so often, and his predictions, and then his teachings. And then, you know, I just love the way, as I am hearing information over and over, it is really starting to filter in and sink in such a deeper way. And then, of course, all of that connecting back to the Abraham studies that I do so deeply with the book study and all of that. But this morning, I was listening to some of the messages, and then I went through a really beautiful and strong meditation. And it sunk in on such a deeper level for me. Abraham is always talking about how we cannot be focusing on what's happening before us, right? Because what's happening before us is the culmination of the experiences and the things that have led up to it. So once that manifestation of whatever it is hits, it is already a culmination of the past. And so, you know, the idea is to be present in the now. And time, we are experiencing what we perceive as a linear experience, a timeline type of experience. But the truth and the reality of spirit, of soul, of that from which where we came, and that which what we are a part of, is not linear. It is dimensional, right? But I was really struggling with some of the unfoldings that have occurred, and I realized that the 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 experiences that unfolded were all a culmination of where I have been and what I have created through past events. And in that moment, it sunk into me that that is why, even though we see experiences unfolding right before us, that is just mm, the result, right? For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. The result of my previous actions. And in that, I realized that it's okay. It's okay to see what has been created. And it's also okay to understand that just because that is what had been created, that doesn't mean that I need to focus on it and continue to create that same thing. Um, with the counseling that I've done with myself over the last few years, and with all of the spiritual enhancements and attention and focus that I've been putting on that, you know, seeing what has unfolded due to the past does not negate all of the powerful movement that I have shifts that I have been making and am continuing to make. And it doesn't take away from that. And it doesn't mean that, oh my gosh, I haven't done enough work because look at what happened. Well, it's all okay, you know? And we are not, this is not, we are we are we are eternal beings, and we have experienced the gamut of experiences on this earth. We have all been hurt. We all have hurt. We have all been on the side of pain, and we have all been the givers of pain. Every experience that you can imagine that we can see or have gone through or have felt, we have also done. And in that is when we know that staying in that pain, staying in that hurt, staying in that resentment, staying in that anger, all that is doing is creating toxicity within you. And it is time to know that we don't have to do that anymore. It is not it is not what needs to continue to perpetuate. And with that, hopefully you can also find the breath of fresh air in forgiveness and compassion and love. My mantra for the year: I make every act an act of love, and I live in freedom and joy. And I got to experience such a beautiful shift today with that. And I got to let go of certain things that I had been holding on to for so long because I wanted a certain outcome. And I got to realize that even if the outcome that I was hoping for never happens, I don't have to hold on to that attachment and consider it a failure in my life ever. I don't ever have to do that. None of us ever do. You know, the the destruction and the pain that we go through is only perpetuated by our own minds continuing to to prolong it. And we don't have to do that to ourselves. And we don't have to do that to each other. And when you are able to shift within yourself in that way, in such a way, then you are also able to shift. It doesn't shift just the just the present and the future. It shifts all of you, because time is not linear. So what happened then and happens there is only actually now. And the healing that can take place on such a deep level, so much farther than maybe our minds in this on this earth can actually grasp. Um, but I am just so grateful and feeling so blessed to be able to have come to terms with this in such a way that brings me such an inner peace and such a different understanding and and an even better ability to let go. Um, I wish that for all of us. We are a collective, and we all come from source, and we are all a part of source, and that means that we are also all a part of each other. And it's it's beautiful when you can touch it in that way. Um, I am very much looking forward to continuing in this new year and sharing experiences and insights with you. Um, I had a beautiful download that was written right before the Energy Under the Stars that I read in that meditation, and I will be posting another another recording hopefully in the next week or so. I'm going to go ahead and record that reading again, as it's possible that you may not be able to hear it very clearly on the video when we did it at the January 1st Energy Under the Stars, but I would really like for that to be out there. It was definitely a download that was specific for me to share. Um, and I want everyone to know that that our inner light, that is the truth of who we are. And the the outer world, the outer world is is something that we can co-create. We can co-create any way we want. And the pain and the resentment and the anger is 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 all a part of what we need to embrace and transform so that we can truly become, so that we can truly remember and reunite with the oneness that we already are. Um, Happy 2023, and I love every one of you, and I look forward to sharing more and more throughout the new year.